Hi class, welcome to my last YouTube video. So today is Friday, May 15th, and it is our last day of school. Usually it would be next week, but since we're doing online learning, we're going to end it this week so that you guys can start your summer break a little bit early and get a break from all of the hard work that you have been doing at home. I know that it's been an adjustment and definitely a change for you guys to have to do this over these past 2 months, but you guys have done an awesome job. I've been super proud of the quality of work that you have been sending in. You really have impressed me and made me very proud of you, and I could not ask for better students than all of you. So on that note, we are going to end with a writing project today. And the writing project is to reflect or look back on our year in first grade in the classroom and at home. So let me tell you a little bit about that project. So for this project, you get to use your imagination for how you want to present this. It can be in a booklet. You can make a little book by folding paper. I know you guys love to make booklets, or by stapling paper together. You can just use one piece of paper. You can do this however you would like, but I'd love to see the different versions of this project that I get back. So the way I'm going to do it is on a whiteboard. You can also use a whiteboard and send me a picture if you have a really big whiteboard, like this one. But what I want you to first do, and we did this throughout kindergarten. I don't even know why I said kindergarten. We did this throughout first grade. We would think about our writing and then we would plan it. And usually we would plan it with that bubble map, right? So we would think, okay, I'm going to have a writing and it's going to be about my amazing year in first grade. So I'm just going to put my year in first. And you don't have to write this down. You don't have to show me this part. You can if you want. But this is just kind of us thinking together about some of the things that were so great about our year. And we would often do this in class and you guys would give me your amazing ideas. But right now I'm going to think of what you might say. So let's see. And remember our bubbles? We would do bubbles, and these would be all of the ideas that you guys give me about what you might write about things that happened in your first year of first grade, or your amazing year, not your first year, because you're not going to be in first grade again. It's just because you're all going to be second graders, but your amazing year in first grade. So I'm going to think, let's see, I might call on somebody who would say, well, my year, one thing I remember that was so amazing about my year in first grade was that field trip we took to Miller's farm. So I would put Miller's farm field trip. That was a super fun trip. So that's one thing that you might remember from first grade. Another thing that if I called on somebody, they might say, well, I remember that I learned my tricky words. I learned all of my first grade tricky words and got that little rubber ducky with the hat on it. And most of you did. Some of you we didn't get to finish yet, but I know you would have gotten them by the end of the year. So next year I'll have a little treat for you if you can finish all those words. So you might say, I learned all my first grade tricky words and I was so proud of myself. So first grade tricky words might be one that you put. What are some of the ones that you're thinking of right now that you just remember and might remember forever about being in first grade? I know you all have some of your own that you're thinking about. One of you might be thinking about, well, I always loved lunchtime. Lunch was just one of those fun times where I got to sit with my friends, and I get to sit with new friends and chat with different people in my class and different people in Mrs. Hoffman's class, and I really loved lunchtime and being with my friends. Lunch, friends, and I'll add recess to that as well, because I know you guys usually loved recess. I know you guys would fight a little bit too at recess, right? Like my kids like to fight sometimes. It happens, fights happen because there's so many different personalities and we all want what we want, right? And we have to learn, and that's one thing kindergarten and first grade and school is for, is to learn how to compromise and how to not always get our way and to maybe let somebody else have their way or figure out a way that it works for everybody. So lunch, friends, and recess. Another thing that I think you guys might be saying is, ooh, I love the Valentine's Day party. Or you might say the Teddy Bear Christmas. Or any of our parties that we had. We had Egypt Day. You might love Egypt Day. Egypt Day. Or the Valentine's Day party. I'll put Val party. Or our Teddy Bear Christmas. You might be thinking about those. Christmas. There we go, my half cursive. And then one other thing you might be thinking about is, I learned so much math. I learned my ways to make 10 this year, which was so important. I learned my ways to make 10. Or you might say, I learned what a noun is, or what a verb is, or what an adjective is, or what now the words are escaping me, but all sorts of things that we learned this year. So include some learning too that we did, like tricky words and ways to make 10. I really loved that I learned how to count by twos, or that we were working on counting by threes before we left. What was our 3 song? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's how you skip count by threes. March in place and sing with me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's how you skip count by threes. I can't remember the words. Now everybody freeze! That was an awesome song. We learned all sorts of songs this year too. So now that we've planned our writing and that you have a few things to pick from, or that you've thought of your own, that word brainstorming, this is us brainstorming some ideas. We can put what we have into a paragraph, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to either, if you're doing this on paper, do it in a paragraph, or if you're doing a booklet, put something on each page. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so the first thing we need is a title, an awesome title. And the title tells the reader what they're about to read about. Kind of like all of the titles we've been reading in Kay and Martez. It gives us kind of a clue what the story's going to be about. So I came up with a title that might work for you, or you might want to do your own title. I said, My Amazing Year in First Grade. That's a great title. It's going to tell you all the amazing things that I liked about first grade. Or you can do any title you'd like. You can say My Crazy Year in First Grade, or My Wonderful Year in First Grade. Or you can say First Grade Was Awesome, or First Grade Happenings, or Life in First Grade. Ooh, there's a good one, Life in First Grade. There's all sorts of titles that you can come up with. So I'd love to see what title you come up with, or you can use my title. Now, the first thing we need after we have our title is a good introduction sentence. An introduction sentence is going to tell us what our paragraph or what our book is going to be about. Kind of like our title, right? But it's actually a sentence. And our title's not always a sentence. Like it could be First Grade Blues. Oh, this is all the bad stuff that happened. Don't do that. But it doesn't actually have to be a sentence. But our introduction sentence does. So my introduction is going to be pretty simple. I had an awesome year in first grade. I had an awesome I know I use that word a lot. Year in first grade. Now, if you're doing a booklet, this would be on the first page. So you have your title, then you'd open up your book and you would write your introduction sentence. I had an awesome year in first grade. Then you can draw your picture. Maybe it's you at recess, or maybe it's you on your first day of school, or maybe it's you today on your last day of school. So that's your introduction paragraph, or sentence, introduction sentence. Now this paragraph that we're writing, or this book, is going to have 3 supporting details that go along with your introduction sentence. Well, I said I had an awesome year in first grade, so now I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why it was so awesome. So this is where that big bubble comes into place, and that brainstorming that we did. This is where you're gonna put, well, one reason was because I had this amazing trip to Miller's Farm, and it was an awesome field trip. So you can use words like first, we went to, or on, I'm going to change it to on, a fun trip to Miller's Farm. Now, if you want to get even more into it, you can put a few things that we did at Miller's Farm, but you don't have to. We also, this is my second supporting detail of why first grade was so amazing. We also learned, or if you want, you don't have to say we, you can put I. First, I'm going to change it to I, so it's specific just to you. First, I went on a trip to Miller's Farm. I also learned, what did I put on there? Oh, my ways to make 10. 10 plus 0, 9 plus 1, 8 plus 2. Isn't this fun? 7 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 5 and 5 make 10. And then you can add your third detail with something like, finally, I made a lot of special friends. And I love my teacher because she was so awesome. Oh no, you don't have to put that. Leave your teacher out of it. That crazy lady. So you have your 3 supporting details. Do whichever ones you would like. This is just an example. If you need help forming your sentence, you can use this. Like, first, I went on a fun trip to Miller's Farm. You could say something like, first, I learned my ways to make 10. Or first, I passed my all of my addition math facts quizzes. Anything you'd like can be your sentences. Make sure you have 3. So far we have 4 sentences. We have our introduction, our 3 supporting detail sentences, or if you're making a book, you have your title, your introduction page, and then you have your 3 more pages with details, and then we need 1 more page or 1 more sentence, and that's going to be our conclusion, which restates that introduction and kind of wraps it all up. Now remember, your conclusion can be a question. I know that a lot of you like to do questions when we're in class. How was your first grade year in school? Or how was your year in first grade? Or did you like that trip to Miller Farm? Something like that. I'm going to end it by saying, I hope second grade, or you could say something like, I'm excited to be a second grader now. I hope second grade is as awesome as first grade. And I'm going to end it there because I'm about to run out of time. This is getting long. I'm going to do one more video to kind of give you guys a pep talk and a cheery goodbye and then I love you because I want to say more. So I'm going to put that in another video because I can't do this video longer than 15 minutes and I'm almost there in 3, 2, 1. Bye.